Hey guys and welcome to the video. So I spend a lot of time talking about exercise and nutrition for weight loss. However, just important is the mental side. So today I'd like to talk about how to reprogram your brain to help you lose weight. Most people spend a lot of time thinking about how they don't want to be anymore. They worry about messing things up or doing the wrong thing. However, sometimes as well, they get some motivation and think, I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to eat unhealthily. I'm not going to binge anymore. And I'm not going to avoid the gym. If you do this though, you are unknowingly programming your brain to fail. And let me explain why. So you have two parts of your brain. You have the conscious part and the unconscious part. So the conscious part is the thinking bit. It's the I'm going to do this or this or this part. Whereas the unconscious part, it runs in the background without you knowing. So it's all your thoughts and habits and things you've learned that the brain just carries out without you knowing. Now, the interesting thing about your unconscious mind is that it can't tell the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined but made up. So let me just give you a quick example. Imagine you're sitting down in front of the TV and watching a horror film. Your heart will start to race and your palms will start to sweat. That's your unconscious mind reacting to an imagined situation, but as if it was real. So we know the brain can react to imagined and made up things as if it were real. Another really interesting thing about this unconscious part of your mind is that you can't tell it not to do something. So if I tell you, don't think of a black cat, what do you do immediately? You think of a black cat, you can't stop yourself thinking about this black cat. It's one of those things, you try your hardest, but it immediately comes into your mind. You can't stop it. Now, the way that this unconscious part of our brain works is through repetition. So the more that we do something, the more it becomes ingrained and learned and natural to us. When we make a choice in our brain, it's like walking down a road and coming to a fork. Say in this direction there is cake, and in this direction there is fruit. Say you take the direction that leads to cake. You start to wear that part of the road. You start to clear it. You start to make it easier to travel down. You start to reinforce the direction because the other side, the path leading to fruit, starts to become smaller. It starts to become overgrown. It starts to become more difficult to travel down. It becomes weedy and overgrown. So you start to take the easy route. It's the easy option, the road towards the cake. As you avoid the road to the fruit more and more, it becomes smaller and smaller and overgrown. It becomes a path. It becomes tiny. It becomes harder to walk down. And it makes the choice towards the cake easier as that road becomes more worn and bigger and bigger. It becomes a two-lane road, and ultimately it becomes a motorway. It becomes really easy to get down. So you always make the choice. You're reinforcing your direction towards the cake. As the direction towards the fruit becomes more difficult and more difficult, it becomes overgrown and the path ultimately disappears. The cake becomes really easy to get because you've reinforced and made the route as easy as possible. But with the fruit, you've made it really, really difficult. Sometimes the route to the fruit becomes forgotten and you never eat it at all. And when we think about your worries and what you don't want, you're doing the same thing. You're making the path wider. You're making an easy route to think about being overweight, to thinking about binging, to thinking about craving, and avoiding eating healthy, avoiding exercising. And you're making that path, that route, as difficult as possible. You're making it overgrown. You're making it forgotten. You're ultimately forgetting about that route. You're reinforcing this direction and making the path much easier for your brain to follow, all that bad stuff. When you're worrying about being overweight, about not exercising, about binging, you're reinforcing everything you don't want by making that path as big as possible and not focusing on really where you want to be at all. What you've done is actually use mental rehearsal and meditation to reinforce your bad behaviors. As your unconscious mind has control of most of the things you do in your day, even if you use your thinking part, your willpower, it's eventually going to run out. So your unconscious mind will take over and just do things naturally. So you could say, yes, I'm going to avoid cake. But when that willpower drains, your unconscious mind will take over and it will take that path down towards the cake because it's the one that's open and wide and easy to get down. So the question becomes, how do I stop this? And the answer is really, really easy. The answer is to not think about the things you don't want, but think about the things you do want and reprogram your brain to make this route, the route that's overgrown, the root that's disappeared, bigger, and let the other root start to decrease in size and start to get overgrown and less trodden and start to disappear while you're making your new root bigger and bigger and bigger. This is how you start to reprogram your brain and change your identity from someone who is unfit and overweight to someone who's fit and healthy. What does someone who is overweight and has low self-discipline do? They eat the things they shouldn't be eating and don't enjoy working out. What does someone who is fit and healthy do? They eat healthily, they make the right choices, and they enjoy working out because it's amazing for them and they see the benefits. If you've lost a lot of weight but not reprogrammed your brain, you're still going to have that old identity. You're still going to be that person that thinks about eating unhealthily and not enjoying exercise. So even if you have got smaller and you've reached your goal, it's going to be very, very difficult to maintain it, and you'll probably put the weight back on because you still have that mindset, that identity of the person who's overweight. So you need to shift that identity from a person who is overweight to a person who is fit and healthy. So the key here is imagining the person that you want to be. Instead of walking this path towards the things you don't want, you walk this path towards the things that you do want. You make this path smaller and you start to grow this path. You make this path as big as possible, as easy as possible to travel down. You see yourself in this direction as someone who's slim and toned and carries out healthy behaviors. And ultimately, your minds will take your body with it. So even if you're overweight, because you're thinking how a fit and healthy person would think, your body will start to catch up because the behaviors you're doing are someone who is fit and healthy. Your identity is someone who's fit and healthy. So your body is pulled in that direction, so it too becomes fit and healthy. So the key here is to start thinking like that person with the fit and healthy identity. What qualities do they have? What values do they have? What behaviors do they have? What do they do? How is their life? So doing this will start to upgrade your identity from your old you to your new you, just like when you upgrade your phone from operating system that's slow and not working properly to the new one. It works really well and it does what you want it to do. So that's what you're doing when you're changing your brain from your old identity that has the behavior you don't want to the new one that's leading you in the right direction towards your fit and healthy self. So I'd just like to start you thinking now about how to take yourself from this old identity, this old you, this overweight and unhappy you, to this new identity, this new fit, healthy and happy you. So what I'd like you to do is save this video, make sure you have some time, about 15 or 20 minutes, and listen along to what I have to say, and I will explain more afterwards. Transport yourself into a future, to a time and a place where you've already achieved your goals for your body, your fitness and your health. As you find yourself travelling forwards through time to this date, notice the image of the totally new you standing proudly in front of you. A fit, healthy, confident, vibrant you. Notice this image becoming more and more real with each passing moment. In the same way that you can look at another person and tell that they ooze health, fitness and confidence. Notice just how this image of you radiates the qualities you would like to have more of. Perhaps you'd like to add more confidence, so pour more confidence into that you standing there. Allow your unconscious mind to draw on times when you've been confident in the past, and as well from inspirational examples of confident people you admire. Notice how that you changes when you have access to all that confidence whenever you need it. Notice how your posture changes, how your facial expressions change, how you carry yourself differently, how you interact with others differently, how your voice volume and tonality changes. And then do the same with any other qualities you'd like more of. Perhaps some more energy, enthusiasm, passion, determination, tenacity, peace, or love for yourself. Notice the fantastic body shape that you've created for yourself. See the contours of your body defined by the shape of your muscles. Notice how lean and fit you are. See how much energy, vigor and vitality your movements have during workouts. See how differently you move even during daily activity. Notice the healthy glow to your complexion. Admire that confident spring in your step and see this new you interacting in new ways that delight you. I don't know if this image is already life-size as you look at it, but if it isn't, let it gradually become the same size as you are now. As the power of the image continues to grow, add a soundtrack. Let the creative part of you choose one piece of music that fills you with confidence and power and stands out as being the most powerful, the most useful, and the most appropriate. Take time to revel in the beauty of this image and add anything that makes it even better. Once you can really feel the appeal of this new, fit, healthy, vibrant you, step inside this image and become the new you. Feel how amazing it is to be lean, fit, and healthy. You've made such a dramatic change to your body and your health that other people ask you how you've done it. Notice how you hold yourself differently now that you're so fit and healthy. Notice what it's like standing in front of the mirror, seeing how fit and firm your body looks. Look how much energy you have and how it feels to walk around in this fit, strong, healthy, and vibrant body. Notice the reactions of other people around you and the impact this change has in every area of your life, socially, at home, privately, and even at work. Feel how much your confidence and your self-esteem have surged and how this affects every other area of your life. Notice what you say to yourself in your mind. I'm so proud of myself for having been so consistent, and I'm so grateful now that I can thoroughly enjoy being totally in control of my life, my eating habits, and my body. I'm so excited by the fact that I now love exercising and the feeling of energy and vitality it gives me, the way it has transformed my body, my self-esteem, and my confidence. Add any other internal dialogue that really hits the spot for you and makes you feel even better. Notice how thinking, feeling, and being this way helps you impact and improve other people's lives, especially those of the important people around you. Spend some time moving around in your strong, fit, energetic, healthy body. Notice what it feels like during everyday movements. Then feel how amazing it feels, totally dominating a high-intensity workout. Also notice the healthy habits that have become a natural part of you and what you do every day, such as exercising regularly and loving it. Notice what it's like working out now that you've achieved such incredible improvements in your fitness and strength. And also notice how eating healthily is a normal, natural part of your daily routine. Making healthy, appropriate food choices is easy. It has become a natural, permanent way of being for you. As you continue to notice what you can see, what you can hear, and what you can feel, now that you've successfully and permanently achieved your body and health goals, look back at the lifestyle that has led you to this point. Notice how you've behaved, your lifestyle, and the milestones that have led you to achieve such great success. Notice how you've made steady progress by applying yourself every day, every week. Enjoy how your routine and lifestyle has evolved into what is now an easy, normal, natural way of living for you. Things that seemed daunting and challenging before are now so simple. Social environments, food shopping, meal prep, meal timings, and so on are all so easy to handle because you've done them hundreds of times. Life is so much more fun and rewarding now that you've stuck to your plan and applied yourself to something that really matters to you. As you look back on your journey, notice those obstacles you faced and the challenges that crop up in pursuit of any worthwhile goal. Notice how you overcame them and learnt from them. Spend a few more moments enjoying life in your fit, healthy, energetic body, and then travel back to the present. Bring with you this wonderful experience, a new way of being, and look out at this new future that you have created for yourself. See that journey stretching out in front of you and recognize that this is the way things are going to be from now on. During this process, make the images big, bright, detailed, vibrant and colourful. Let them move and make the sounds clear and crisp, and just the right volume for maximal impact. Feel all the relevant kinesthetic details that make the experience even more powerful. Increase the feelings of energy and strength, and notice how it feels when you have a sense of complete confidence and pride in yourself. So I'd like you to repeat this process every day. Just like with exercising, doing sets and reps and getting better over time, mindset work, meditation works in the same way. The more you repeat it, the more you live it, the more it will be ingrained and the better you will get. So remember when I said about the horror film? When you imagine an experience that isn't yet real, your body reacts to it in the same way as if it were real. So in the horror film, your heart will race and your palms will sweat. When you imagine your future you, you'll start to ingrain that as your identity. It will start to overwrite your current thoughts, ideas, and your current identity, and transform yourself into this new person. And your body will come along with it. Your body will follow along with it. Your new way of thinking, your new identity will bring your body towards your goal, and you'll start acting with these new behaviors, with these new values, and it will help you so much in achieving your weight loss. When you start with the guided audio, but after a few days or a few weeks, you will start to be able to imagine your future self without the aid of the voice. You'll start to be able to picture things and imagine things without the guide. You'll be able to start to create the images in your mind much more freely. It will become easier. Just like when you go to the gym and you've been a few times, the exercises start to become more natural. So that's the idea with this audio. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Like, share and comment as always, and I will see you in the next one.